Hi, everyone. It's Diane Evans with stampinwithdiane.com. I'm an independent Canadian Stampin' Up demonstrator here in the interior of British Columbia. So welcome to my YouTube Live or my Facebook Live. I'm so glad that you've joined me. One thing is, this is my card sketch, my weekly card sketch. And normally I would do this on a Saturday, but wow, we had a huge stamp camp on the weekend. And there really wasn't any time to do any card sketches, unfortunately, in any event. I'm just glad that you're here. I appreciate you. Remember that this is part of a live. So if I am talking with different people as we go along, that's because I appreciate you being here. But if you don't like that, what you can do is you can just watch it on a replay, and then you can just scoot on by, and then you'll get you don't have to listen to all my talking with different people. However, one thing to remember when they do ask questions, and I do ask sometimes for input and everything else, that if there's any questions or anything like that, or suggestions, I do interact with my people. So I do really, truly do appreciate it. So today's card sketch is last week I did a very, very clean and simple card sketch, and I will be doing one of those again very quickly in the near future. And I promised that I'd have a few more layers this time. I didn't do as many layers as what I really thought I was going to do. I was hoping to do some other, oh, thanks, Judy. Yes, it's great to see you on here. Like I say, this one doesn't have as many layers as I promised or thought that I was going to do. But when I came down here this morning and started putting the card together, I liked how this one came together. And the one I had up in my mind didn't quite come together. So it will come. It does come. Now, I've been asked many times about these card sketches. They are usually mine that I come down. Maybe I've been inspired by other people with card swaps that I get, that sort of stuff. But I always seem to tend to end up changing a little bit as we go along. But I also do use my own card sketches. Like if I do a card, I could go around and also turn around and do a card in itself. Hello, Laura. All right, so this is the card sketch. Let's go on down to the base or onto the desktop here. All right, so always when I say a regular card base, this is my finished card base. It's 4¼ by 5½. Now remember, when you're doing a card sketch, you could change it this way, the orientation this way. Of course, you'd have to move the sentiment around, or you could do it this way as well. So you're not limited to just doing it this way. But when I have it set this way, that's probably the way that I'm going to be doing it for that particular one. Good morning, Marie and Nancy. Oh, from Ontario. Well, welcome. Okay, so like I say, this is my regular card base when it's finished. This will post. Oh, I thought I had done it and I haven't done it. I got to remember to do this. This will post usually at 10:45 on my Facebook group, and probably on Instagram, and also on my Facebook page. This is number 211. Holy moly, right? All right, so I'm going to show you what I'm using today. I am using the Country Flowers. You know, this is such a pretty stamp set. It's really it lends itself to the word or to the title country. But this is also the bundle that I'm using for my monthly card class, which is a local card class. It can be local or it can be to go. And I do have a link actually down below in my video or on my Facebook page that shows the link to this particular card class. It's at the end of the month. This is for next month's card class because the other one's already closed. So this will be at the end of July. For the people that are in person, they come to the class. And if you're out of town, you just get like a kit of designer series paper, the embellishments, that sort of stuff. All right, so let's get going on this. Great imagery, and the fact that there's 15 dies that go along with this, and the dies correspond with all of these images here, and then the words are really quite different in themselves. All right, so I'm actually going to come back down here and let's put this card sketch so that you can see it down there. Now, this country designer series paper, this country flowers, country woods designer series paper is really pretty, or country lace is what it's called, is really, really pretty. It's but it has really muted tones on it, and I'm going to go ahead and use those muted tones as well. But it comes in like beige, I think it's slate, smoky slate, and then it's got the petal pink in there, and it also has the misty moonlight in there. So it's got some really pretty colors in there. Hello, Amanda. Okay, so that is the designer series paper that we're going to be using, and that's what this part's going to be. This, when I do my card sketch, I'm not as proficient as an awful lot of people where they'll do it in Canva. I do it with actual paper, and then I take my picture and we go from there. We're going to be using the Eyelet 3D embossing folder. This goes along with that whole suite, and in that stamp camp yesterday, they used this a fair amount, I think. And then I'm also going to be using the Spotlight on Nature die. Now, this was not available until about the 24th. These dies are now available. However, for the bundle, the stamp set isn't available. And I'm not sure, but this was on low inventory yesterday, and I'm sorry I didn't check to make sure if it was still available as of today in the North America market. All right, so let's bring in my card pieces here. All right, so I have some basic white. It is thick basic white. I've got it where it is 5.5 by 4.5, and I have to do this in here. I don't like that glare that's there. And anyways, we're going to score it at the 4 1/4, fold into the mountain, and then let's get a really good crisp fold with our bone folder. All right. Now see how this is the next piece that goes on there, which is 4 by 5 1/4. And I'm not sure. I'm going to leave this off at this point because I might add ribbon afterwards. But this piece here is 3/4 of an inch, and it is the eyelet. So it's going to go on this side. Like I say, it could go on either side. And then I cut a piece of this designer series paper, and that is this one's 2 3/4 by 5. This is 3/4 by 5, and that's why it's on the same line. So let's go ahead and put those right on there. So what kind of crafting are you doing today? Hopefully you've got some time to do some crafting. I know here in British Columbia, or here in Kamloops, it's miserable out there today. We're supposed to have snow in the passes, and ugh, you don't want to be doing any driving, not for here for the Coquihalla anyways. So, all right, so that's just going on that side. And then this strip here was cut with the eyelet embossing folder. I will tell you that when I did put it in the eyelet embossing folder, I lined it up in such a way that I had the flowers in the middle of the embossing. I don't know if you can really see that. Now, another thing I was quite shocked at, some people don't know, but this line down here is a way that you can line up your card piece so that it's even. So just thought I'd mention that. I'm always amazed that there are people that don't know that. So it's best that I just go ahead and share it. All right, so we're just going to come in here and just put that off to the side here. And there we go. Now, the ribbon that actually corresponds with this particular ribbon is, I have my whole craft room has been taken apart. So I've got stuff in places where it should not be, that is for sure. But there's a really pretty white and petal pink ribbon, and it's quite thin. This is the white. It's this one here. Oh, and my petal pink is all over the place on, oh my goodness. This one's quite funny. I think it fell on the floor is what happened. So I have this piece of the ribbon that's here. And yes, it fell on the floor. We do have a huge major cleanup to do sometime today or tomorrow or whatever. So we can go ahead and possibly use some of this ribbon. I think it'd be beautiful to use that ribbon. So I'm going to see if I can put that into there. Now, also what goes along with this particular suite are these, they're basic gray and silver pearls, but I don't think I'm going to be using those ones today. All right, so I went and I cut this particular one, and I really like, these are my favorite ones at this point, are these ones with this kind of an edge on it. So that one is the third from the top on that one. And also make sure that when you do go in and get into your Spotlight on Nature dies, that there's two lots. These are back to back, and a lot of people didn't realize that. And then this would be the second largest on there. I like those. These ones would be nice on here as well. So see if we've got something to poke out here. So we'll just get that poked out. Any more? Yes, there's a few more. Could actually come in with your take your pick tool. And they come out, they cut really nicely actually on these dies. I'm quite amazed at how well they do cut. All right, so this is going to go on here like so. And I'm actually going to put this directly right onto the cardstock. And I always say to myself, why do I do this at this point? Because I may want to change it, but I'm putting it a little bit up to the top because I'm going to put my sentiment strip along the bottom as it is right in this. So it's just like that. I am thinking that this is probably going to get popped up, and I'm going to pop up another layer as well. So let's just come in with our dimensionals. And of course, we use our take your pick thing as well. And we're just going to get that on there. Now we could line those up with the way they are, but they don't really line up completely because of them being smaller circles. All right, so there. Now what we have to do is we have to get some of these images. And the images that I decided to go ahead and use was the teapot. And I really like this part coming out of the teapot. Or we could use this one. And I happen to have some of this already colored. So there's this one as well. So you know what? I will go and we can look at both of them put together. But let's go ahead and we will stamp. We're going to use our Stampin' Blends. So we definitely want to use our Memento. And also we are using photopolymer stamps. So we want to go in and we want to have our paper piercing mat below. So let's just get this one. Stick that on there. And then we're going to come in with our teapot. I really like the other one. I really like is the I love this bucket. And this stool's nice too, but this doesn't lend if I had a full image to do on there, but because I'm putting it onto circles, I've got to kind of limit how much space is going to be used there. All right, so yep, this can go right there. And then I always say, go ahead and make sure that you cut it out first. So I've gone ahead and cut those out ahead of time. And then we can sit there and we can color these as well. Let me just turn this part over so that we're not, there we go. Now, I know it's got the petal pink, but my thought is I'd like to go see what it's going to look like a little bit darker. So I'm going to actually come in and I am going to do a petal. I'm going to actually do a gray granite. Ooh, do we want to do a gray? No, we don't. Let's go with, let's see, we have the petal pink. This is the dark. We're going to have a petal pink teapot. Another thing that would be really nice on this teapot is you could get one of those flowers. You could even put a flower on the side of the teapot if you wanted to. But this is the dark petal pink. And in order to get that darker color for the shadowing, I'm just using the same color and just going in and just putting a bit more of that color. And we're going to leave some whiter looks on there as well. So let's see what that's going to look like. That's going to lighten up a little bit as well. I know it looks kind of yellow in that light, but it's really not yellow. It's petal pink. That's strange, isn't it? Yeah, it looks yellow, but it's not yellow at all. And you know what? We can, if we want, we can go with our light gray granite. And I'm actually going to put some of that gray on here. I've got the light coming from this way. And that's just going to give it a little bit more definition on there. Okay, now I was also thinking that it would be kind of nice, and I don't know how this would look, is I usually have been using the soft seafoam for the leaves, but I'm wondering, whoops, that's a pretty bad old olive. I know I got to start replacing these. So let's try the old olive on the leaves just to give us a bit darker. That other one's quite pale. And yeah, I just wanted to get a little darker leaves. So I'm just coming in with the, whoops, that's part of the plant. I mean the flower. I'm going to just go up here, do the stems in the green as well. Now that looks like a leaf. And then we're going to come in and I'm probably going to use the light and the dark petal pink. And I see I've got my lids mixed up. Just going to saturate that part down there. And I'm going to come in with my light Calypso coral. Ooh, that one needs replacing too. Maybe I should just replace all of them. Just going to come in and just get a bit darker there. And I'm going to do darker here on these. These are like little flowers up here. And I think that'll be okay. That light is kind of, it's light enough. It's not like Mossy Meadow is probably what it's like. So who's crafting today? Just going to get some dark in there. And now I'm going to come back to the darker petal pink and let's get some definition just on these ones. I think we're going to have to come in with a little bit darker of this Calypso coral on this particular flower. And even the darker Calypso coral, I could use just a tiny bit on the inside. And then we'll just come back in and blend that all together. There we go. Now I also see that I probably should have tiny bit more of this green on here. So we're just going to put some of this green just to get some color on there. And then I'm just coming in with my old olive and just taking those lines away is what I want to do, right? There we go. And then once I put this together, you'll see whether or not if I want to go ahead. No, Laura's cleaning today. Wow, I should be doing that too, Laura. All right, so we have that goes there. And then this that goes there. Like I say, this really is not yellow. It is a petal pink. And then I've also got this one. So what do you prefer? Do you prefer this particular? Oh, this one's kind of pretty. Or this one. See, we could do either. Let's go ahead and use this one. This one just had soft sea foam and petal pink on it. Yeah, we can do that. Renee, you're looking after your granddaughter. Well, I wish I had that choice. Mine, well, mind you, I'm going to be going to see two of my grandsons in July. I'm going to Montreal. I normally go to Winnipeg for June, but not this year, unfortunately. I want to put that there. Which one would you like? Oh, it's already evening there. Okay, crafting. A lot of coding crafting, yeah. The lighter one. The darker one. Yeah, it's too bad you can't see this because it really does look kind of pretty. I just wanted to get away from that soft sea foam, but I'm okay using the soft sea foam. Let's go ahead and do that. Good morning, Sandra. So like I say, this is part of the monthly card club, this particular set that I'm using. For the classes that are to go, you get some of the designer series paper. You get all the card kit, the crafting, the PDF. You also get the embellishments. And the embellishments, I can't even remember which embellishments are going to be done for this. Let's see if this will work on here. I don't know if it will or not. I'm just actually going to tie it in a little knot. And let's just trim it that way. Winkostella, I could do that as well. Yep, you're right. Let's do that. There we go. And a bit of Winkostella. I hope I've got a Winkostella that works at this end of the table. Oh, yeah, there we go. Just get some of that on some of those flowers. I keep forgetting to use this. It's so pretty. All right, so we have that. This is going to go onto this card base. So let's go ahead and do that. Oops. Now, like I say, that's thick basic white, which is great for your card base. If you use regular white, it's not going to stand up as well. Now, we're also going to, and I thought I had a piece of that in here. I wonder where it went to. I wanted to, okay, I have this here. And I want to go ahead and put some something on here. Be nice to have thinking of you. Not a lot on that particular one. I don't know what I should use. Oh, you know what? I do have a happy birthday from the Country Birdhouse. Let's do that. Let's do a happy birthday. Just take that off and there. And I'm going to come in with my Calypso Coral. And we'll just double check this. And I don't know, I keep forgetting about Wink Estella. Okay, so just like that. Kind of looks like it needs a bit of cleaning. All right, so this is quite a small one. I could have actually done 3/8 of an inch strip. Oops. And we can do that right there. So let's go in and try to cut that straight. Should probably come in with my trimmer. I'd probably do a heck of a lot better job on that. So yeah, like I say, this is for, it's quite simple, isn't it? Now, kind of doing this here. Okay, I'm surprised you never told me to use Wink Estella. That's your go-to, right? All right, so we have that. We need to put that little tiny knot on there. And I love a tiny bit of ribbon on a card. I know it pops up everything and makes it a little difficult to mail sometimes, but honestly, it's kind of cute. Now we need to figure out what embellishments I'm going to use on here. I know which ones I'd like to use, but I think they are stuck somewhere. No, I don't even know what color these are, but these are something that's a little bit, no, they're that peach pie for sure. This is Petal Pink, these ones. And I really like the Petal Pink that comes with the Pretty Peacock in the Petal Pink. But let's go ahead and use these. Yeah, that'll go quite nicely. Let's go there. Gonna have to use, and let's use another bigger one because I've got more of those there. There we go. And then I did have a piece cut, but I don't know where it went to. It's hard with this particular stamp set to do anything like, say, in the middle with this because they're part ones. You could do some die cuts with it. So I'm just going to come in actually and just cut a strip, a 1/2 inch strip off of here. And we're just going to put that onto the bottom, like so, to the inside of the card. You could put all your other sentiments. This gives you lots of room to write on, which is kind of nice. Just put that there. Just like that. And then that's our card with our card sketch. Thanks, Amanda. Thanks, Judy. So, like I say, pretty simple card, but it's effective. It has the eyelet with it. I'm really drawn to an eyelet sort of type thing. I just wanted a tiny little bit of that showing on there. And that's, like I say, the country flowers that goes along with it. All right, so if you like that, give me the thumbs up, share my video. I really do appreciate it when you do share my video. That really helps me is by sharing my video. Make sure that you are subscribed to my YouTube channel. I have different things that go on from different that are not necessarily alive. It might be from something else that I've done on there. Remember that if you do live in Canada, I'd love to be your demonstrator. I'd love to work with you with different creativity things that we do. So, like I say, this is the monthly card club. I also have two very exciting things that I'm about to announce, and that's my Christmas card club that starts, and it's distance and in person, and it starts next month, and also in August, and it has to be registered by July, is another stamp camp, but a different stamp camp than the last stamp camp that we've done. This is a stamp camp that is fancy folds and techniques that are on there. And if you are a part of any of the stamp camps, we do have a few different people that are joining us on the stamp camp. Very talented demonstrators. I think you'll enjoy doing that as well. So if you want to get any of those newsletters, there is a link just down below to sign up for my newsletters. And also, if you are interested in this class and you live in Canada, the link is down below as well. All right, you guys, remember to create because it's great for the soul. Bye for now.